Well, this is just glorious. Picturesque ward at Stormont is where we are, because we are all set for day one of a historic test match. This is the only test match, the Fulcher Solar test match between Ireland and New Zealand, powered by SIG Energy. It's a 4-day test, and we're live for day one here at the ward at Stormont.
And you've got the coin, give it a toss. Heads is the call. It comes down as a tail. Andy, congratulations, you won the toss. What are you going to do and why?
Yeah, we're going to bowl first today. We obviously had a look at the pitch. Looks similar enough to what we got a couple of years ago, maybe not as many cracks. And yeah, we've got 3 guys on debut, 3 seamers, so it'll be good to get them out there.
Well, that's the news from the middle then. Tom Latham saying he wants his New Zealand side to find a little bit of rhythm before they head to England. Katie Martin just taking a look at that lineup. Dean Foxcroft, the new name coming into the lineup, but 4 seamers. Foxcroft all-rounder, but that batting lineup looks incredibly strong.
Yeah, that's what I'd suggest would be New Zealand's top 6 for their first test against England as well. Dean Foxcroft, born in South Africa. There's a few South African-born players playing in this test match. He'll provide that bowling option with the off-spin. Effectively a Glenn Phillips replacement who's still away. Nathan Smith will lead the bowling attack. It is an inexperienced bowling lineup when you look at Rachin Ravindra will bowl that left arm ortho. But in terms of Smith, Folkes, Tickner and Sears, I think they've only had a handful of tests between them as well. But a lot of first-class cricket and they've developed in then. So, look, Kane Williamson also closing in on 10,000 test runs. He's just over 500 runs away. So it's great to see him back in this Black Caps lineup.
Kane Williamson, who's got a distinctive record and he's scored a century against every test playing nation he's played against. But against Ireland, if he doesn't reach that 100, we'll talk about that during the test, no doubt. Kevin, just take a look at the Ireland lineup. 3 of the 4 seamers here are debutants. What do you make of this Ireland playing 11?
Yeah, a little bit like the New Zealand bowling attack, a little bit inexperienced from the seam point of view, obviously led by Mark Adair and Andrew McBride with his off spin. But as you mentioned, Tom Mays, Ruben Wilson and Liam McCarthy all making debuts.
The inaugural winners of the ICC World Test Championship, beating India down in Southampton a few years back. We're all set for play. Mark Adair, the most experienced of the Irish attack, will take the new ball. Let's go. And the first runs come from the very first delivery. Just a tickle around the corner, exactly where any batter would like it to get things going. An error in line from Adair and punished. It's a boundary to start things.
2 men in great touch, Latham and Conway. It's a brave man who opts to bowl first.
Oh, got him! And just like that, Adair strikes! Off the money, the first delivery. The second one couldn't have been any better. You talk about hitting the top of off. It's exactly what he's done. You leave at your peril, and Latham, he's gone for a duck.
Well, you might think 4 off the first ball. You're disappointed as a bowler, but what it did tell Mark Adair is that there's swing on offer. He adjusted his line, slightly adjusted his length, and it's absolutely perfect. The outside of the top of off as well. So Tom Latham, he's left that. Expected it to go over the stumps, but didn't get the bounce.
This one edged through that slip cord and I'm going to race away for the first runs off the bats. An action-packed first over. It's 8 for 1.
He's back into the test team, back into the wickets. Mark Adair, Irish supporters will be glad to see him there. There are players missing, but he's one that's back in.
Glorious drive. The perfect full face of the bats has been shown by Devon Conway, and that accelerates across the outfield. Outfield can get quick here when the weather is like that. 4 from the moment it left the bats. Right on the money, and that's that trademark Williamson stroke. Just opening the face. You might think a little fortuitous, but he's definitely looked to play that down with soft hands, and it will be the second boundary for Kane Williamson. One thing remains consistent and constant, and that is the class of Kane Williamson. Yes, it's a leg stump half volley, but put away in real style. And taken! Adair has his second, but Liam McCarthy on his test match debut finds 2. You sensed it was coming! Ireland have the second breakthrough they wanted. Conway gets it out of the middle, but a leaping Liam McCarthy finds the second wicket.
The in-swinger, and it was a flourish, but have a look at that. To his left, Liam McCarthy, 2 hands wrapped around it. Devon Conway couldn't quite believe it. He stayed at the crease for an absolute age, but Fast bowlers, they are now fielders as well. No more of the days when they hang out down on the boundary. Devon Conway, well, he had so much space. He thought that that was going all the way to the boundary, but no.
Just as I say, 23 deliveries with not many runs coming. Ravindra gets off the mark in real style. The perfect cover drive, over pitched by Adair with that change of angle and punished. It's 25 for 2.
It's a glorious shot, straight down the ground, and 4 runs to Ravindra. Oh, the first time we see a lusty blow, and it's very lusty indeed. 6 runs to Rachin Ravindra, and maybe a little hint of that IPL action creeping into his test match cricket. We've seen limited boundaries, but Ravindra may be looking to unsettle the debutant.
That's over pitched and nicely driven. Maybe not quite out of the middle of the bat from Ravindra, as Adair should be able to cut it off just inside the rope, but good running will get them back for a 3rd.
Yeah, lovely indication of Rachin Ravindra playing with a lovely straight bat. He's played 2 or 3 straight drives today so far, straight out, showing the maker's name.
So Mays will get things going after the drinks break, and well, it looks like he isn't at a bowl yet, because that is a rank long hop that's put away very comfortably by Kane Williamson, who really looks to start to get up and into his work. Not a good delivery and well put away. Goes fuller this time, and the result will be the same. A little bit of late swing on offer, but Williamson guides it elegantly and stylishly through that big gap between backward point and the wide mid-off. Back-to-back boundaries to start after drinks.
Whipped away. It's going to be a lot of work on the boundary, and even though Liam McCarthy is a fine fielder, really quick around the rope, he's unable to reel that in. Straight again from Ravindra. That'll be 4 all the way. The moment it went past McCarthy, it was on its way to the rope, and that's the 50 partnership as well. Ravindra joins Williamson on 31. Top edge, that'll go away. And that is the type of delivery and result that a bowler won't mind seeing, even though it's gone for 4. 20 overs done, New Zealand, 79 for 2. Oh, that's a good shout, that's a good shout, and it's given. Kane Williamson trapped LBW for 36. Liam McCarthy strikes his first test wicket, is one of the all-time greats.
Drew Kane Williamson outside off stump, and then the fuller delivery. Have a look at this front foot, just pushes towards off stump. That's hitting middle and leg. Didn't get a good stride down the pitch. Rod Tucker didn't take too long to make his decision. Williamson knows that he's been caught, and he goes for 36. 85 for 3 New Zealand.
After a solid partnership between Ravindra and Williamson, the stand broken, Mitchell's at the crease, and he faces up to Mark Adair. Takes the edge, and that's gone. Daryl Mitchell lasts only 2 deliveries. Mark Adair has 3, and Ireland will feel very, very firmly in control early.
He's been sitting watching from the sideline for a while. A little bit too keen to get towards the delivery there. Leaves him a slight edge, but carries through nicely to Lorcan Tucker behind. An easy decision to make, and 1 brings 2. Mitchell goes for 1. New Zealand 86 for 4.
Lovely bit of timing. Just drop the bat on the ball. We know this outfield is really fast here. Just a tad over pitched.
Yeah, McCarthy made the change. Ultimately, a little bit too full, and Blundell very still at contact point.
That was still. It was hit beautifully over the boundary rope.
A little bit short from McCarthy, and Ravindra quick on the pull shot.
Nope, straight at the pads. A bit of excitement from behind. will be lunch break. After winning the toss and bowling first Ireland, picking up 4 wickets, the ebbs and flows we've touched on and how they've gone about that innings. Partnership between Williamson and Ravindra had New Zealand flying for a period there, but back-to-back wickets of Kane Williamson and Daryl Mitchell, who has the ability to shift innings forward quickly, just have that control. Maybe even Ireland slightly ahead in this position.
Big ball straight after lunch. He's driven through the offside, beats the attempted dive of Tom Mays and races away to the rope. The outfield looks nice and quick, slightly over pitched by Adair. Edged away and pierces the gap between the slip and gully and will race to the rope. An expensive over coming back after lunch for Mark Adair. This was nicely bowled though. This is latched onto by Ravindra. What a glorious way to bring up your 50. He is pummeled that into the deep. And it's going to soar all the way for 6. It's come off 87 deliveries for Rachin Ravindra. He's as stylish as there really is around the world game, and well, it's looking a touch ominous for Ireland as he brings up his 6th Test 50 to go alongside those 400s with real aplomb.
That will increase your strike rate, won't it?
Edged and put down. Think this is carried to second slip. Half a shot. Balbirnie, who was just off the field, possibly for a comfort break, went very quickly on a low trajectory to his right. Not an easy chance, but could Wilson have had his first Test wicket?
Yeah, drop. A hard chance, but one that he would expect himself to take, Andy Balbirnie.
Oh, shot. That's where everybody in the ground stands up and applauds. Glorious, sounded wonderful off the bat, races to the rope.
Lovely shot, a little bit wide, but from Wilson, put away to the boundary from Tom Blundell. But yes, you know, he's a very dangerous batter, likes to score quickly.
Worked away, it's racing away, but there's, oh, just as I was about to say, there's cover out on the fence. It sneaks beyond the fielder. And Stephen Doheny drops his head and then raises an apologetic hand to his teammates. Oh. Another that's just gone right through, and that's the 150 up. Tom Blundell not maybe catching it quite as cleanly as he would have liked, but effectively this one's going, and that's 6 all the way.
Super strike from Tom Blundell. Just a little bit more flight from Andy McBride, a little bit fuller. Blundell steps out, hits it.
Reverse swept very effectively. That will get Blundell to 48. He looks a dynamic, attacking player. He's got a good record too, experienced, like so many of this Kiwi, so it gets their debut a little later, but has looked in full control out there. Good stroke. That will be 50 for Tom Blundell. He's played ever so nicely, close to flawlessly. In fact, it comes off 81 deliveries, a 12th Test match 50 in his 73rd innings to go alongside those 5 centuries, and a warm applause from both sides of the supporters' camps here in Stormont. One of the shots of the day belongs to Ravindra. Half volley maybe, but the on drive, always a thing of beauty. 177 for 4. As a reverse sweep comes out, goes very fine and will race to the rope. Spoils what was a very good over for McBride up to that point. 181 for 4. Oh, that's perfectly pierced the gap. A lovely flourish from Blundell. It was overpitched by McBride, but the way in which he's found that gap between cover and mid-off, ever so impressive. Very impressive from Tom Blundell. And There is a long on out, but he's not going to be able to cut it off as that one's powered down the ground. One bounce skips off the surface, and it's the second boundary of the over. Goes to the reverse sweep again, as McBride has changed the angle to come around the wicket. There is a fielder at deep point, but he's not going to be able to get there. Blundell continuing to prove very effective against Andy McBride.
And this one is going to go away. So to the boundary for 4. And Blundell moves into the 70s. New Zealand 207 for 4. Goes to that pull shot again. Slightly miscued, a little high on the bats, but it might still race away to 4 for 4, and indeed does. So Rachin Ravindra very quickly into the shot. End of 58, 214 for 4. With that, we are going to have tea. Tom Blundell and Rachin Ravindra, they've batted through the entire second session. 110 runs they've put on the board.
Comes off the toe end, is going to race to the rope, and Ravindra moves into the 90s. Down the track this time and guided away. What a beautiful adjustment from Blundell. Almost had to correct himself in the stroke, but he does so very effectively indeed.
Squeezed away and work its way past the fielder as well. A hand on it, so probably not going to get to the rope.
A great chase that from Andy Balbirnie, isn't it? He recognised he needed to chase after that as the 150 comes up for that partnership.
And there it is. It's a 3-figure score for Rachin Ravindra. An innings of grit, of grace, and of glorious stroke play at times as well. For a cricketer of substance, a man who bats with a very quiet authority, but receives loud applause here. A determined innings, not without its fortune, but plenty to applaud, as indeed everybody in the ground is doing. Rachin Ravindra. Oh, slightly miscued. Did that carry? Is that Comfort?
One of Ireland's best fielders, Curtis Camphor, has this carried? No, dropped short.
No.
He's disappointed because it didn't carry more so than the drop catch. But if anyone's going to get there, well, he's shorter in stature than many in the field. He's supremely athletic.
Will work its way to the boundary very nicely, and Blundell into the 90s. And that's just punched beautifully. Race away for 4. Ravindra goes to 111. New Zealand 261 for 4 after 72. That will be it. Plays it finally. And Tom Blundell goes to 3 figures. A man who hasn't scored a century since December 2024 scores his 600 in Test match cricket and is very warmly applauded by all those in the New Zealand dugout and indeed all those around the ground.
As Ireland, well, in the search for wickets, will turn to the part-time off breaks of Harry Tector, who is immediately dispatched with real disdain into the offside. Almost an action replay, better delivery this time, but the result will be the same. Ireland starting to look a little ragged as the Stormont sun pounds down upon them. And Blundell, he's got to the landmark. He's now looking to cash in. Helped away. Now there is a fielder out there, going to have to make good ground, and doesn't end up getting anything on it. It's going to be 3 consecutive 4s. The question to you, Kevin O'Brien, is was this a chance?
4 more.
Well, this has been given the kitchen sink. Going to go many a mile. 4 consecutive boundaries to greet the beginning of Harry Tector's spell. And that's a monstrous 6. The biggest hit of the day belongs to Blundell. Tector being torn apart. Beautiful use of the feet from Rachin Ravindra. He is such an elegant batter. And it's another maximum. He's added real power to his game in recent years with more and more of a focus on the T20 style of his batting. And he just picks this up and sends it all the way for 6 more.
Great use of the feet.
As Tector's going to continue and buys that wicket. And the exhibition is going to end as Harry Tector, well, he's happy to celebrate it, but again, it's all about the catch. Tom Mays makes good ground to his right. A pat on the back for Ravindra as he looks down at his bat. Ireland, they needed something. It comes from the part-time off breaks of Harry Tector.
Just potentially skidded on a little bit. Good catch by Tom Mays out of deep of the wicket. Just came off the toe of the bat, I feel. Tom Mays has made good ground, and he's a good fielder, Tom Mays. He's got good hands, made up good yards as a big, tall opening bowler, and pouched it.
It means that Ravindra will have to trudge off for 121. I think it will also get us to a bit of a drinks break too. It's 303 for 5. Well, he might just have cost himself 4 runs. It's maybe the most harsh of rules. It's a fantastic piece of fielding off his own bowling. Any good fast bowler is always going to shy at the stumps, but because it's come off the bats, it will end up as a 4 against his name.
This one though finds the edge. It's thickish. It's running away, and it'll hit the boundary rope and register another 4 for debutant Foxcroft. That's glorious from Foxcroft. Full face of the bat, down the ground, another boundary, and he's into the 20s. Finishes the 86th over with a second boundary. 3-3-3 for 5. Oh, this jags back in sharply. It's angled, but perhaps angled a little too sharply. Maybe going down leg. Liam McCarthy with a beautiful delivery. That was perhaps just doing a little too much. That looks a better shot. And moved away again. What is working in Blundell's favour here is that he is a long way out of his crease. A little shorter. And that'll be the 50 partnership. Dean Foxcroft into the 30s. New Zealand go to 355, and the 50 partnership comes up in some style. And as it's played out into the offside, well, Tucker just steps forward, bails off. That is stumps on day 1 of the only Fulcher Solar test between Ireland and New Zealand, powered by SIG Energy. And here at the ward at Stormont, after what looked to be a very promising day of Test cricket for Ireland, having dismissed 4 New Zealand batters in the opening session. They subsequently found themselves chasing leather for the bulk of the remainder. 361 for 5 at the close. This New Zealand side has been led brilliantly by the batting excellence of Rachin Ravindra and Tom Blundell. Blundell 142 not out. Ravindra dismissed by Harry Tector for 121. It stumps on day 1. Ireland have taken 5 wickets, but New Zealand have put 361 runs on the board.